So hey there, welcome back to another video of Javedic Ball YouTube channel, and in this video we'll be talking about the undeclared war. How accurate are the threats? So how real are the cybersecurity threats portrayed in the undeclared war? So this article has been written by Jami Akhtar, CEO and co-founder of CyberSmart, published on October 12th, 2022. So Jami Akhtar, CEO and co-founder of CyberSmart, explores how accurate the cybersecurity threats are in Channel 4's secret television series, The Undeclared War. So hacking in popular media has been historically misrepresented. We have all seen a torrent of or unintelligible code racing across a computer screen, and intense European tech geek in a grubby hoodie declaring, "I am in." NCIS Jurassic Park and Independence Day immediately spring to mind. So this perhaps explains the excitement surrounding Channel 4's new series, The Unprecedented War. So as cybersecurity knocks on the door of the mainstream industry, pros were understandably hoping for a more accurate representation of their world. For the most part, Peter Kominski's thriller delivers. But before we dive into what the series gets right and wrong, it's worth setting the scene a little. Set in 2024, the narrative revolves around Sarah. Sarah, a second-year university student embarking on an internship at GCHQ. On a very first day, disaster strikes as the country is hit by a cyber attack from an as yet unidentified source. Source crippling 55% of internet provisions. The drama reaches a fewer pitch as Sarah finds a second hidden virus inside the first, waiting to take down the remaining 45% and bring the UK to its knees. So with that out of the way, let's look at how accurate the undeclared war is from a cybersecurity perspective at least. So you can learn more about stopping the next wave of cyber attacks with collective defense in that given in that particular blue link available. This is the one that I'm pointing out. So what the show gets right, the undeclared war gets a lot of things right. In fact, the premise of the series, an attack on U.S. infrastructure, is not only plausible, but actually happens on a regular basis. Obviously, GCHQ tries to keep cyber attacks of this nature quiet, but it's an open secret that they are thwarted fairly often. So, however, some of these attempts do not make a real impact, freaking through to our news feeds. Perhaps the most famous example of this was Fancy Bear attacks launched on the BBC during its coverage of the 2015 parliamentary election. In this case, the Kremlin-backed attacks was thwarted by GCHQ, but other countries weren't so fortunate. Russian hackers posing as ISIS succeeded in crashing 11 French TV stations and plastering their website with the jihadist propaganda. So another prominent example is the Game Over Zeus attacks on UK banking machines. According to the NCA, come up to 15,000 computers in the UK had been infected with the virus, intending to steal personal and financial data. Again, this attempt was this was thing. So it's also worth mentioning Russia's albeit underwhelming cyber welfare campaign against Ukraine on April 12th. It's also worth mentioning. So we have established that the premise at least is realistic. But what about the techniques? What about the strategies? In the show, GCHQ deploys reverse engineering techniques against the attack in the attempt to isolate the threat. This is very real and useful weapon for mitigating the damage caused by cyber criminals. There's no need to get into the nitty gritty of the practice here, but reverse engineering essentially involves deconstructing an object, in this case malware, to find out how it works. So remember earlier when Sarah found a second virus inside the first this is the example of obfuscation. Hiding further nesties in junk is a sophisticated but common technique amongst cyber criminals. Obfuscation is done by changing the overall signature of malicious code to hide malware, even if it is already a known threat. It's like Trapdoor encryption is another real technique featured in the series. In episode 2, it's revealed that the hackers have deployed this thing. So that was all for this particular video. Hope you have learned a lot from that, and we'll meet in the next video.